Hi everyone, I'm Koryn Okey and welcome to Breezeway Academy. At Breezeway Academy, you'll learn how to build a stronger, more professional vacation rental business. So whether you manage 10 homes or 1,000, this series is here to give you practical frameworks, proven strategies, and real-world best practices that you can apply immediately. In this series, Vacation Rental Operations 101, we're breaking down what it actually takes to run a professional vacation rental business. At Breezeway, we get to work with thousands of property managers around the world, and every day we see how high-performing operators structure their teams, build their workflows, and deliver 5-star stays consistently. But that means we also see where operations break down. So this series is going to be built from real operational experiences to help you avoid the pitfalls and build a strong foundation for your business. Let's start first with a clear definition of what vacation rental operations really is. That's going to be all of the people, the processes, and the systems that are required to deliver consistent guest experiences before, during, and after every reservation. It's everything that happens after the booking, but before the review. It's not just cleaning, it's not just guest messaging, and it's definitely not just software. Operations is the engine of your business, and when operations are strong, your guests won't even notice them. But when they fail, they absolutely will. So what's involved in vacation rental operations? To really understand this, we need to look at the full picture. Professional vacation rental operations isn't just one department. It's a coordinated system of specialized functions. So let's break down each of those core functions, talk about who's involved, what they actually do, and how it impacts the guest. Let's start with cleaning, because this is your first operational checkpoint between one guest and the next. The last thing that you want to have happen is for a guest to check in and find a hair on a pillow, food left in the fridge, or worse yet, a whole house that hasn't yet been cleaned. This will set the tone for the entire guest stay, and if you're working on your back feet, it's going to be difficult. Your cleaning team's responsible for cleaning and resetting the property between stays, which typically is involving not only the cleaning of every room, but replacing linens, restocking supplies, reporting any damage or maintenance issues that they find, and communicating when the work is done. This process can be made easier with Breezeway's mobile app that's equipped with custom checklists to help your cleaners meet your brand standards and report issues all in one place. Now, depending on your business model, you may choose to work with an in-house cleaning team, independent contractors, a completely external cleaning team, or have a hybrid of all of these options. And in some operations, you also may have a supervisor or lead cleaner who's overseeing quality. Speaking of quality, inspections are that next layer of defense after cleaning to ensure that the property truly meets your standards before guest arrival. Inspectors verify the tasks were all done properly, they check for missed details, they confirm amenities are stocked, they test appliances that they're functioning correctly, and they identify any wear or tear, plus ensure your safety standards are being met. These folks can also tackle small touches that ensure the guests enter a well-lit property, or they open the blinds, exposing the beautiful view of the home. Your inspectors are there to make sure the property is guest ready and ensure that nothing was missed by your cleaning team. Their work helps reduce issues before they become guest complaints. Of course, if there are bigger issues that are going to take more than about 15 minutes or so, they can always issue a cleaner callback. Depending on your business, you may choose to hire an in-house dedicated inspector. You may work with a cleaning supervisor, a field operations manager, or even a trusted third-party quality control partner. Then there's maintenance. Maintenance protects the long-term health of your property. It includes both reactive repairs, like when a cleaner or a guest reports an issue, and preventative upkeep, like replacing filters or seasonal property checks. The people involved in maintenance are going to either be in-house maintenance technicians, they could be specialized contractors like a plumber or an HVAC professional, they could be vendors that you work with, or field operations manager who coordinates the work. Guest communication and support is another critical operational function because they don't stop once the guest checks in. Your guest communications include things like delivering accurate pre-arrival instructions, providing access codes, answering questions during the guest stays, and coordinating solutions when issues come up. This might be done by your guest services team, front desk if you operate in a hybrid model, your after-hour support team, or through automation tools that support messaging. Guest experience is operational execution in real time. Slow responses, poor coordination, these are all operational breakdowns, whereas strong communication makes your operations feel like they're seamless. Safety and compliance are often the least visible but most critical piece of vacation rental operations. The last thing a guest wants to think about when they're on vacation is safety, so it's our job to make sure that the properties are prepared. You can include safety checks as part of your regular turnover process, or you can schedule dedicated safety tasks during regular maintenance cycles. This is going to include work like checking your smoke and carbon monoxide detectors, inspecting fire extinguishers, verifying pool and hot tub compliance, and ensuring adherence to any local ordinances. When it's done correctly, your guests will never think about safety, and you're less likely to have a problem at your property. Let's now talk about how all of these teams work together, because in hospitality, it's especially important that each department coordinates effectively so that the guest feels a consistent, cohesive experience. Let's walk through a simple example. Guest checks out of a property. Their departure automatically triggers a turnover workflow and notifies the cleaner who's scheduled to service that house that the guest is left. During the clean, your cleaners find a broken lamp and they identify that there's low inventory on kitchen supplies. Once the clean is complete, an inspector comes over to verify that the property meets the brand standards. They bring the missing kitchen supplies, and they also flag a loose towel rack in the bathroom. Then, maintenance is dispatched, and they're going to go out to resolve both issues before the incoming guest arrives the next day. Now, meanwhile, your guest services team has been confirming that tomorrow's guest has received their check-in instructions, they have all of their updated access codes, and this is all happening between one stay and the next. If one function fails, the cleaner doesn't report the broken lamp, or the inspector doesn't verify the property, or if maintenance isn't dispatched in time, then your guest feels it. Operations is a chain, and like any chain, it's only as strong as its weakest link. So let's talk about a few of the most common operational mistakes that we see across the industry so that you can prevent them in your business. The first is treating operations as an afterthought. Many businesses are so heavily focused on marketing and bookings that they fail to build the infrastructure required to support growth. And as your volume increases, your operational cracks will deepen. The second mistake that people make is relying on tribal knowledge. When processes live in someone's head instead of a documented system, they're fragile. If that person leaves, they get sick, they take a day off, or they become overwhelmed, your operations are going to suffer. Another common mistake is running everything through one operations manager. This creates bottleneck and burnout. Without structured workflows and delegated accountability, your growth becomes unsustainable. And finally, many operators confuse having software with having systems. Software alone does not create operational excellence. Structured processes, clear ownership, and visibility does. If your operations are living in spreadsheets or inboxes or someone's memory, that won't scale. So how do you build a structured, scalable operations system instead of relying on memory, spreadsheets, or constant phone calls? This is where a dedicated operations platform like Breezeway comes in. Your property management system is going to manage the bookings, the rates, the availability, all the financial data. They're the system of record for reservations. But Breezeway manages everything that's required to actually execute those reservations successfully. In Breezeway, your reservation data is going to flow from your PMS and automatically trigger operational workflows. Things like cleaning tasks being created, inspections being scheduled, maintenance issues tracking. Your teams are assigned clear responsibility, and your managers gain visibility into property readiness in real time. So instead of asking, is that home ready? They can see it. Instead of relying on group text to coordinate your team, you have structured task assignments and documented completion. Instead of scrambling on arrival day, you have repeatable workflows. Breezeway is going to centralize your operational processes so that cleaning, inspections, maintenance, and guest services are all connected. It creates accountability, it generates visibility, and most importantly, consistency. And consistency is what turns bookings into 5-star stays. Vacation rental operations are the foundation of your business. They support your guest experience, they drive team efficiency, owner trust, and ultimately long-term profitability. They determine whether your business can scale smoothly or struggle under growth. Operations don't just happen by accident, they're designed. And when you understand the functions and the people involved, how they work together and how they flow on a day-by-day basis, you gain clarity. And with clarity, you can build structure. In our next video, we're going to tackle one of the most common questions that we hear from operators. Well, I already have a property management system, so how's Breezeway different? We're going to break down exactly how the two work together and why professional operators rely on both. Thanks for watching and welcome to Breezeway Academy. I'll see you in the next episode.